Right, so picture this. You're in the military, serving 4 years, haven't quite served those 4 years yet. Maybe got about 2 years left of your 4-year contract. And the military have forced you to board a plane and get flown overseas to serve them in an entirely different country. That country being South Korea. And let's just say your post is right around here. Literally in the demilitarized zone between South and North Korea. One of the most dangerous places on Earth. Okay, so you're in the demilitarized zone. That borders South and North Korea, literally on the border. You're a soldier from another country. And let's just imagine that you're a bit of a dipshit. You're not a very good soldier. You've been constantly yelled at by your superiors, both in English and Korean, for just fucking up every single order. Maybe you got caught with a beer in your hand while you're literally at post. Let's just say you've done enough trouble to get yourself into plenty of hot water with your superiors, to the point of receiving multiple infractions. So, what do? Do you A, just take your disciplinary charge like a man and just fess up to your superiors at the risk of getting, discharged, even dishonourably? Or B, do you just run? If you selected B, congratulations, your name may just be Private Second Class Travis King of the United States military. But after doing a bit more research, which, I probably should have done a bit earlier, but whatever. Mr. King was not actually serving at the demilitarized zone. He was serving in South Korea. I almost said North Korea, but no, he was serving in South Korea. And on the 18th of July in, Korean Standard Time, Mr. King was supposed to go back to the United States to face some kind of disciplinary hearing. But he didn't board the plane back home. Instead, he went to a different airport under plain civilian clothes and said that he lost his passport. One of the airline officials escorted him out, and apparently, after some distance was established between him and the person working at the airport, he just ran. I should quickly mention that he wasn't posted anywhere near the DMZ. He literally travelled all the way from some kind of base somewhere in South Korea all the way to Incheon, which is a city that's pretty close to the North Korean border in South Korea. And from there, after he ran away from the airport, he somehow made a 50-kilometer long trip to a small village that's on the border of North and South Korea. And he joined a tour of the demilitarized zone that was occurring at the time. And from there, that's when he ran into North Korea. US forces around the border said that King crossed on his own volition, and they've had no contact with him since. North Korea hasn't released any official statements, but official statements from the US and South Korea said that King has made it across the border and is most likely being detained by North Korea. Well, definitely would have had to been captured at some point. I mean, you've all seen the pictures of Travis King, right? Either way, I wish him the best of luck of hiding in North Korea while being black. Well, either way, it's definitely one way to run away from a disciplinary hearing. Escape to North Korea. The US military hasn't stated what King was being detained and questioned for. But however, just a few months earlier, in around September 2022, which is, pretty close to a year, he went to a nightclub in Seoul, must have gotten drunk or something because he punched a guy, and while he was being arrested, he was kicking and screaming in the back of the police car and must have ended up damaging the police car in some way. I think he was detained in some US military jail for about 50 days after the incident. Well, he picked up that and a 50-day detention. And now is also being picked up for another charge, being captured in North Korea, the most isolated, brutal, and pretty much deplorable country on Earth. I don't need to say anything about North Korea. I'm pretty sure that what we've even heard is just scratches the surface of isolation and insanity that occurs in North Korea. So what I think is going to happen to Private Second Class King while he's sitting in a North Korean detention center? Honestly speaking, and I could be completely wrong on this, I think he'll be treated fine. As someone can who isn't named Kim Jong-un in North Korea can at least. From my understanding, he'll be treated as a defector, not as a prisoner. There are a few people who have been arrested and have served detention for entering North Korea illegally, but none of the people arrested for entering North Korea illegally served more than a year in jail. And the people who were arrested were all part of the same Christian church in South Korea that has been accused by North Korea of some kind of espionage or attempting to undermine North Korea in some way. I don't know. But those people didn't last more than, a year in a North Korean labor camp before North Korea eventually released them. Travis King is different. He willfully defected while he was a member of the United States Army. In my opinion, he's pretty much going to be the perfect propaganda mouthpiece for some kind of war crime the US has committed. He isn't some random tourist, he's not some random Christian missionary. Travis King was a part of the military, which is like the #1 enemy of North Korea right now. There's also the fact that he hasn't, been arrested for anything. There's been no reports of him going to any kind of court. And let's face it, he's a black guy in US Army uniform in North Korea. He would have had to have been caught by now, even if he was like hiding in a tree. Now, even if I was going to be dishonorably discharged from the US, I personally would not flee to North Korea. That place just sounds like an absolute hellhole, even for the privileged citizens who reside in Pyongyang. But hey, Mr. King made his choice, and for that, I guess I wish him the best of luck.